I've never used a mite treatment before, but Formic Pro has a formic acid that was available for 2018 that I decided to try. They come in 2-dose packs, so if you want to do double 10, you put 1 dose in and then 10 days later you change it, and this is what they look like after they've been in for a week or so. They dry out. There's still a little bit of a smell there. It doesn't smell that bad. I kind of like the smell. So the results I've had is every time I put in a new dose, the next day I've noticed in some of the large colonies dead bees. And I'd say between the 2 doses I probably lost 10% in the large colonies. I'm thinking the large colonies have a harder time because they can't get away from it. You're supposed to put it in between the 2 deeps. And what I do is I'll take the medium off and I remove 6 frames, and then I lay 1 dose in there for the 10-day dose, and they buzz to get away from it because they don't like the smell. And I lay that in the center, and then I put the frames back in and then put the medium back on. Now the reason I'm trying a mite treatment is because last year I tried Foley's Russian bees, and they did no better against the mites than all the other bees that I've tried. His queens are not good layers. They do not lay very well. So this year I have made my own queens, and they are outperforming Foley's Russian bees. They are doing outstanding. And the weather didn't cooperate this spring, so I'm a little late in getting started. I didn't do my splits until mid-May. And I know I'm the only beekeeper in the area until mid-June. So in mid-May, around the end of May, I did 30% on my virgin queens. Out of 10, I only had 3 that became layers. So if you want to do your own queens at home, you have to make sure there's plenty of bees in the area, drones. Now see this one here? This is one of Foley's. I've had to add frames of brood because for that mite treatment to work, you're supposed to have 6 frames of bees before you can use that treatment. So I've had to add brood to Foley's Russian bees. Now this right here is one of mine, one of my queens that I created. Here's another one of Foley's. And this one here has an Italian from a package that I bought last year in 2017, specifically for Foley's queens. And this one here is the one that was mated in May. Of the 3 that were mated in May, one of them died or quit laying after 3 months, so they weren't mated as well as they should have been. And here's the other one. But they still outperform Foley's queens. And if you get down to here, now all of these right here are queens that I've produced. And right now I still have the formic acid in there, so I can't really do a hive inspection. And what I noticed when I did the 2nd dose of that formic acid, I did find queen cells in one of the colonies that has an Italian queen from a package last year. 2 days before I did the dose, the first dose, I checked, went through all the colonies and made sure all of them had queens. Either the queen died the day I checked or the day after, but anyway, when I did the 2nd dose, I did it on day 9 because the weather was good, and I found 12-day-old queen cells. So it's this one right here, and I just checked today because it's nice to see what was going on, and there is a very nice virgin queen in there. And I know it's mid-October, or almost mid-October. I'm going to let them go ahead and see if they can make a mated queen, because I made one last month 1 out of 4 produced the laying queen. This one here is a September queen, and she's outstanding. I've had to add a little bit of brood, but she is doing so well. I can't say enough how much better home-raised queens are compared to Foley's Russian bees. You know, with this mite treatment, if it works like it's supposed to, you really don't need a Russian bee. And the Russian bees that I've got weren't any better against mite than any other bee. So go ahead, do the mite treatment, make your own queens, and hopefully you have a good commercial beekeeper in the area. I got Michigan Bee Works. He's got over 3,000 hives. He has outstanding bees. So his drones are mating with my virgin queens, and I'm getting outstanding queens out of the process. And they just take off. They grow so quickly that I'm able to do July and August queens. And it doesn't cost me anything. I spent absolutely no money this year on bees. And I'm well off to a great winter if this mite treatment works. And next year is going to be even better because I will have bees that I made the previous year, and they will be outstanding in producing queens. Okay? So do what I do. Make your own queens. Don't buy from Foley's Russian bees. Try a mite treatment. It's easy on the bees. I did lose one queen that I know of. You can't really say it's from the treatment or from any other reason, but I didn't lose a whole lot of bees like I expected with this treatment, maybe 10%. And that's a whole lot better than I was doing last year when the mites were killing all the bees, and I thought the Russian bees were supposed to be better, and they weren't. So do a formic acid treatment or a silic acid or any easy treatment that's easy on the bees, and hopefully I'm going to find out if this actually works. I might do a powdered sugar treatment in a couple weeks to see if there's any mites in a few bees. So it's a whole lot better than buying from Foley's Russian bees. I wasted a lot of money last year. I don't recommend that for anybody because it's expensive. Okay? Thank you.